We're in Josh's room. And Reggie's stuck under Josh's desk. Anyway, here's the Vectrex. Hello, welcome again to the Retro Shed. I'm Barry and he's Pro Gamer
Joshua.
We haven't been down here
in a while.
Together for a while. I was in here the other day. We've had building work going on in the editing room.
I've had exams.
Yes. Were they exams though?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
But
Happy Easter anyway.
Yes.
Happy Easter.
How the hell is it Easter again?
It's something to do with the death and the birth of the baby Gene. He comes back as a chocolate rabbit.
You probably just offended about a lot of people with that.
We're not very woke. But to be honest with you, it's nice to be back down here.
Even though it's incredibly hot.
It's warm. Yeah, it's Easter weekend and it's a lot colder than it should be, strangely enough. And this gave me an idea. I was thinking, anyway, what have you been doing? What have you been doing with your time?
To be honest, since I've been going back to school, all it is, you know, we're going to get you your grades, you know, grades, there's no exams, and pretty much summarised, instead of doing like 6 exams, you know, where we revise, they thought, let's give them, government, let's give them 3 times the amount of exams, right, and give them 1 week's notice. And guess what the reason was? To help reduce stress levels.
But that probably means your stress levels
exactly, it increases it. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing.
And I've just noticed something actually. You seriously need a haircut.
Yes. Oh my god, I need it. I'm walking home and my visibility is impaired.
0.
I cannot see.
Talking of irritation, I'm a massive fan of the Rainbow Six franchise. Always have been. I love the book as well. The book is brilliant. If you've ever read the book by Tom Clancy, it's very, very good. And I've got, I think, probably all the Rainbow Six games. I'm sure we've got all of them from day one to present day. And of course, I went out and I bought Rainbow Six Siege
the latest
on the PS4 back in 2015 when it came out. I was really excited about it. I thought this is going to be amazing. Rainbow Six on the PS4. I played it a bit.
Short and short, you hated it.
I didn't like it, and I never really played it again, and it stayed on our shelf for a long time.
Yes, he never touched it once. And I think what started my experience
you picked it up, didn't you? You said, "Oh,
was when my mate came round, and he was a player of Siege and multiplayer, and he was like, "Oh, if you have it, you know, install it, give it a go." I think he gave it a go, and I was a bit confused. And
you installed it on your PS4,
yeah,
didn't you?
because I played multiplayer, and I was a bit confused, and I left it for a bit.
What confused you?
It's quite a difficult game to get to grips with, multiplayer-wise.
Because we've played, the thing is here, we've both played Rainbow Six. We've enjoyed Rainbow Six on Vegas. We played it together. We did a video on it. We thoroughly enjoyed it. So you didn't get on with it too well back in the early days.
Yes, it was. I wasn't familiar with all the things. You know, I was a bit confused, and I was like, "Oh, I'll stick to COD, thanks."
Now you've recently bought it and installed it on your PC.
Yes, ever since I got my PC, I thought I'll give it a go. I've heard that it's a lot better to play on PC.
They've updated it a lot, haven't they, since 2015?
Yes, but it's a lot better to play on PC. I thought, screw it, I'll give it a go. I'll try to get to grips with it better. You know, my mates will help me, and I love it.
And before we fall out and have an argument, we're not going to have an argument, we're going to discuss. And I'm going to put my grumpy old man's hat on now.
Which he never takes off.
Good point, whatever. My question is this. Is it Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six? Now, me and Josh have discussed this off and on well over a month now, for quite a while. And we discussed it numerous times in the past. I'm looking at my notes I got here. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying for 1 minute that it's a bad game.
We actually came to the same conclusion.
Yeah, and that's amazing for us. It's not a bad game. It's actually quite good. We played it a couple of weeks ago together. What?
I'm going to stop you there. He said it's a good game. And he doesn't say that about modern games.
Oh, dude, that's not fair.
No, you don't. Modern shooters, you don't say that about modern shooters. You don't very much like them. And for the fact for you to say that that's good...
Cold War's good?
Cold War's trash.
Well, it was good.
It was good.
The campaign. The campaign's good.
Campaign's good, but Cold War was good. It's trash. That's a different story.
Yeah, this is where me and him differ. I always talk about campaigns, and he always talks about multiplayer.
Yeah, because I complete the campaign in about a day. You know, they're really easy to get through, and then you know what's going to... And there's no point playing it again. It's like a book. You read the book, and a week later, you're going to read the same book.
I like to play the campaign again, and I put the difficulty right up to full.
I guess there's that, but you know exactly what's going to happen. You know each level, you know each bit, you know each surprise.
I suppose it's like watching your favourite movie again and again and again.
Yeah, you could enjoy it. You could do it every few months or so, maybe
but not
a year.
every day.
But it's like finishing a book and a week later going straight back to that book. It's like, I already know that.
Yeah.
You know?
No, good point. So we played it both together the other day, and we did. I don't know what
we did. A terrorist hunt.
We did a terrorist hunt, and that's just it. You see, it's not really a terrorist hunt. You're bombarded into a room, and they come and attack you.
You can't choose what game mode you play, but we got put into a game mode where you protect a hostage in a room.
So I made a bunch of points as to why I don't like it. Not I don't like the game. Why it's not Rainbow Six. Yeah. And for example, there is no single-player story campaign where there always is in Rainbow Six.
That's a bit crap.
There always is in Rainbow Six.
I don't know why they didn't do a campaign.
There are no original Rainbow Six characters that we've kind of like grown up with and loved over the years, like Ding Chavez, John Clark, Dimitri, and all those guys that make up the Rainbow team. Rainbow as an operational force was all about black covert ops for NATO. There's none of that going on here, to be honest with you. Colourful gun skins? Rainbow Six? You know, that needs to stay within the realms of Fortnite and COD as far as I'm concerned. A covert Black Ops operative group in the real world would not be running around showing each other anthracite guns, would they? Really?
No.
What else is there?
I guess that's just a little side.
What happened to choosing what mission you wanted to do? I used to like going, I'll have a terrorist hunt on that level on maximum difficulty.
You can do that.
Can you?
I think you have to create your own local custom match. There's a lot of settings to go through.
Yeah.
I think you can do it, but for a quick blast on, you know...
the level that you really want.
Yeah.
You have to wait for it to come round, don't you?
I don't think there's a way to select it.
No. And I could go on, I'm not going to. I think Siege totally...
There are some things wrong with it, yeah.
Yeah, it totally betrays the Rainbow Six franchise for me. They could have just called this game Siege, dropped Tom Clancy, dropped Rainbow Six, and it still would have been a really good game.
I guess they were just scared it wouldn't sell if they didn't call it that.
I think it might have a lot to do with marketing and franchise. Yeah, they called it Rainbow Six. It's not Rainbow Six.
They wanted to do it differently, didn't they?
Yeah, and this is my point. This is why we're discussing this today. As enjoyable as Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2 were, there was already a departure, even back then, of what Rainbow Six was all about. Some would say that the last decent Rainbow Six game was Rainbow Six Raven Shield, which you've never played.
That.
It was very, very realistic. You had to think about every door you opened. You had to think about your strategy, your weapons, everything.
That's true about Siege as well. It's not like COD where you can tank like 30 bullets.
I wasn't farting then, by the way. That was just me moving. Yeah.
It's not like COD where you can tank 30 bullets, quickly run around a corner, stim yourself, you're back to full HP, and slide around. Like in Siege, you cop 2 bullets, you're dead.
That's what Rainbow Six should be like.
Yeah,
that's like the original Ghost Recon. You get shot, you die.
Yeah,
that's it. And I think I remember playing those earlier games with friends on a local LAN, and they were incredible from a strategy viewpoint. You could not run down a corridor.
Got some good strategies.
No way. Well. You had to really think about what you're doing. And I think they've to a degree they've taken that away. From
I don't think they have. I disagree with that actually. Some of the strategies on Siege are insane. Like in COD, you hear gunshots, you naturally think it's people fighting. In Siege you hear gunshots, more than likely it's a team like shooting bits of woods to make like lines of sight through to the next room.
The thing is, I think Tom Clancy sold his soul to Ubisoft long before he actually died. They could have called this game anything, and it still would be a good game, but it's not Rainbow Six. It's got nothing to do with Tom Clancy. I think true Rainbow Six fans, you might disagree, and if you do, say so in the comments, but I think if you're a true Rainbow Six fan, you're disappointed with the way that Ubisoft have they've gone down this road, and it's not Rainbow Six. And again, we had this discussion as to why don't I like it, and it boils down to the fact that I'm getting old.
Yes. He's too busy clinging on to what was and not accepting that these games evolve.
That's exactly right, and you can say that about all aspects of our lives as human beings. As we grow older, he was talking to me the other day about how good Fortnite used to be, and now that it's a pile of shit that he's been playing no end, actually. You can't keep producing the same old thing all the time.
They need to make new stuff.
But the thing is, I think, for example, the Aston Martin Vantage was probably the most beautiful Aston Martin on the road. It was stunning. Ian Callum designed a beautiful, beautiful car. Look at the Vantage today. It looks like a flatfish that's been hit with a baseball bat. I mean, could they make that grille possibly any wider? It's an ugly piece of crap, but do you know what?
Compared to the new stuff,
it's not even an Aston Martin anymore. It's got an AMG engine, but let's not even go down that road.
Dear.
Moving on. A couple of years ago, there were mentions of a homebrew version of Juno First being developed for the Vectrex system. And as some of you know, I did a video a couple of months ago. Juno First, I love. And I had a look at Juno First on Arcade, MSX, and the Atari 2600 version, believe it or not, which is absolutely outstanding. Now, Juno First, earlier this year, a version was released for the Vectrex. And we all know that I love the Vectrex. And it's called Hera Primera. And if you're wondering at all what the hell Juno First has got to do with Hera Primera, I'll tell you.
And what the hell has this got to do with Siege?
We're moving on now.
Are we?
Yeah, we're moving on now. Hera was the wife of Zeus. And in Roman terms, Hera's name was actually Juno. So Hera and Juno are of the same. And of course, Juno First, Primera, means first. So there we have it. Juno First is now Hera Primera. And it's got nothing to do with a really shitty, boring car by Nissan either before you say Primera. You look really lost.
I don't know what is going on.
And we've been lucky enough to be sent a copy of Hera Primera and VectorBlade by shed friend and subscriber Mr. Richard Chad. He also wrote us a letter, a real letter.
We can do like the Top Gear, what they used to do.
We've had a letter.
We've had a letter.
And what a lovely fellow he is, and he's an active participant on our Facebook group as well, linked there down below if you want to say hello.
We have a Discord now as well.
And on Discord, yeah, I haven't used it for ages. I'm really sorry, I've got to get on there.
Yeah,
I've
we
been
need to start posting
really busy.
more stuff.
Massive thanks. Richard, you're a gentleman. Thank you so much for sending me. He sent us some Vectrex games, some PS3 games, and some Commodore Amiga magazines, which were great to flip through as well. So thank you very much. I am a huge fan of Juno First. And the version of this game for Vectrex, wow, come on. There's something to be excited about there. Vectrex for me is one of the holy grails of retro gaming hardware. You know that. Yes. I know that. It's probably the best system to experience a proper arcade Vector experience at home. It's superb. And it's probably one of the most treasured things in this shed. He also sent us another Vectrex cartridge. How nice is this guy? He sent us 2 Vectrex cartridges. VectorBlade. Now, some of you might have seen VectorBlade.
It reminds me of those...
it's not in the case, that
one. It reminds me of those packets. You used to get like top trump cards or like Pokemon cards. You know, you get like cards, like those match attacks.
You get Vectrex games in them as well now. So we've also been sent a copy of VectorBlade, which of course is a remake of the classic Warblade game, which itself is a classic remake of Deluxe Galaga. Before we move on, massive shout out to the Vectrex Fans Unite Facebook group page. This group is brilliant. If you're interested in Vectrex, you've got one, they are the font of all knowledge, so if you want to have a look at their group page, I suggest you head over to Facebook and have a look. Thank you very much to Clockwork Robot for burning our copy of Hera Primera to PCB, and for supplying the green cartridge case as well that VectorBlade came in. Thank you very, very much indeed. If you are interested in a copy of VectorBlade, please head over to vectrex.playandtradeonline.com. Link will be below. If you just want the PCB version, or if you want a boxed full copy, go to packratvideogames.com. Again, link down below. Without further ado, let's have a look at these 2 cartridges on the Vectrex. Right then, Joshua, this is Hera Primera on the Vectrex, which is, of course, a remake of
Juno First.
Well done. Should we have a look?
Listening.
You were. Let's have a look. Turn the volume up a bit. You can have a go if you want, or you can watch the master.
I can watch the master.
Let's take that a look. How nice does that look?
It does look like.
You've got to admit, it's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even today in 2021, the Vectrex. And we haven't got an overlay. Unfortunately, I haven't got an overlay for the screen, so we're just looking at a raw Vectrex screen. And if you're a fan of Juno First, Doesn't that look
It's got
gorgeous?
very, very bright lines.
It's
isn't it?
gorgeous, isn't it? Oh.
How on earth did you survive that?
So the bullet's following me.
Yeah. Oh god, you're such a nerd at every single game.
It's a fast fire button. This is really nice. Music in a Vectrex game as well, while you're playing. Yeah. Oh, great sense of movement, isn't it? Oh my god. I got killed.
I can see.
Oh, I'll make it look easy.
Oh, you're actually such a nerd.
Ooh.
You don't need to try hard every game like this, you know.
So the same thing happens when you pick up the little geezer. You go into like a bonus, whoa, where everything. Sorry, I'm playing. Where everything's worth more. Come here.
Oh, God. You're a bit screwed there.
They're fast.
I was gonna say, you know you've got to kill them, right?
Damn. Flew into it. So this hardware goes back to what? 1981, 1982? What do you think?
It's very good.
Doesn't it look beautiful?
Yeah.
Jesus. This is such an achievement on the Vectrex. I mean, look at that background grid.
Yeah.
You get a real good sense of movement, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely sterling work by the guy who created this. Hats off to him. Do you want to go?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell, they're fast.
I was gonna say, just sit there and just spray
Jesus.
up in a line. Yeah, just sit there and just spray in a line.
No, you're going to get shot.
Yeah, I know, but like, when they start to come towards you.
Oh, damn. One life left. I love this. Ooh. I think the Vectrex is one of the most underrated consoles of its time.
Yeah.
It's such a shame it didn't do better.
Why? Because it's too expensive.
It was too expensive, and it was launched at a time when the games
crash.
market just crashed, absolutely fell flat on its face. You could literally pick them up for 50 quid in Woolworths afterwards. And games were like, had gone from like, 15, 20 quid down to like £3 in the bargain bin. I begged my mum and dad for one of these. And do you know what they said?
No.
No. You've already got a console, you don't need another one. Whoa, Jesus. God, they're tough. Come here.
Yeah, well, now you've got one.
Whoa. I know. Isn't it awesome? My controller wobbling on the table. Right, let's look at VectorBlade. That is awesome. That was Hera Primera. Whoa! Jesus Christ, he's fast. That's Hera Primera on the Vectrex. And that's very, very good indeed. Right, this is VectorBlade on the Vectrex, strangely enough. Should we give it a go?
Off the bat, it sounds like Battlestar Galactica.
It does sound like Battlestar Galactica music. Let's give it a go. Ready Player One. Oops. Okay, so I think it starts off nice and slow and sedate.
I was going to say.
and it gets hectic. So you pick up the money, I believe. I've not played this much, and I haven't got the instructions for it, so I've had to...
Well, how'd you die then?
suss it out. Get hit by something, of course.
Well, where's their bullets then?
You'll see in a minute.
Oh, Reggie probably just walked into the shop. Reggie, you can't walk in front of the camera.
Reggie, lie down. 2 shots.
Ah.
Oh, I can fire more.
I was going to say. Oh, I wouldn't let you fire as fast.
Wouldn't let me fire as fast, no. Looks nice though, doesn't it? I think it doesn't matter what it is. If it's on the Vectrex, it looks nice.
It's nowhere near as fast paced as
No, I think it gets faster. I think that's the whole point of this game. Is it starts off slow. See, I don't know what a lot of these pickups will do. Sorry guys, I've not got the instruction manual. I've just been playing it. Although there is instructions on the cartridge.
Hey,
actually.
got the camera. Bloody greyhounds. Oh, you can see he's just gone back into the shot.
See, it's getting faster now.
Now he's laying under my chair. We ain't got to worry about him.
Where's he gone?
Level 3.
They get more aggressive.
Aggressive.
I believe some things you don't want to pick up.
I was gonna say, I can't
so
tell
that
what-
one's just taken my bullet away from me. Look, I'm down to 1 bullet again.
I can't tell which one's bullets off them and which one... Wait, do they shoot at you or do they just fly into
Yeah,
you?
they shoot at you.
What?
So I've captured them. See that beam I've got?
Yeah.
Ah, I've lost them all.
I was going to say, that didn't last long.
That looks nice,
Jesus.
doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like some Star Wars hyperspace type shit.
I've got lots of bullets. So I think that's a 1 bullet icon there. It's a cross between Galaxian and Phoenix. Now I believe this is the shop. So how'd you buy?
I love the bloke. That's pretty cool.
Ah, button 4 to purchase. Okay. So there are instructions after all.
Do you know what you're buying?
Bullets and speed. Done.
Well, you can only fire in bursts. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, then there's a cooldown. That was a single bullet one.
Yeah, I think so. Whoa.
Jesus.
See, it gets more hectic. I like it. It's good.
What was that one? What was that triangle thing you avoided?
Don't know. I think they kill you.
Single fire. Something like that.
So though it looks simple, it gets hectic pretty quickly. Bullets. What are you doing?
Bloody donkey. Is that a candle? Oh, that's pretty cool.
How cool's that? That's VectorBlade on the
like
Vectrex. Josh, what do you think?
I like both of them. I prefer that one.
They're very good, aren't they? Do you prefer that?
I prefer that one, yeah.
To the first one?
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. Right, I'm going to go and play. The dog's gone to sleep. Josh is going to go back onto Siege. Thank you very much for joining us in the Retro Shed. We will catch you soon. We're going to do some gameplay footage of Siege, actually, aren't we, kid? And we will we'll show you how good Siege can actually be, despite the fact that I don't like it.
Yes, you do.
I know. Catch you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.